Hello, everybody. I hope you are doing well. Well, today, and we have been going through the different Cabo 6 family and their family members and so forth. And so we've been looking at their backgrounds to learn more about them, to figure out what's exactly going on. One thing I find kind of interesting about the Cabo 6 families is that they all seem to have some type of religious tie, which would, to me, would make me believe that they have some good moral character about them. But unfortunately, the behavior of the Cabo 6 doesn't seem to reflect that. And based upon some of the behaviors of the family members, I find that kind of interesting, if they are taking part in this or hiding their family members. Today, we're going to be talking about Elise. And a lot of people have been in a big uproar about Elise because her, there's been a lot of people who've been figuring out that she is still employed, that she is still working as a certified nursing assistant. And so people have been pretty mad about that. But I have to emphasize, we have to understand that none of the Cabo 6 have been charged with a crime. None of them. So their employers cannot just fire them for no reason. They can't just say, oh, well, people are saying that you were you're in Cabo and somebody passed away, so therefore we're going to let you go. No, they can't do that. Elise hasn't been formally charged with any crimes, so that's why she is still employed with her job. As it stands now, it's just merely people alleging, allegations against her at this point. There's been no actual charges against her, which is why she's still employed. So I think that was one of the things people are very still confused about is why is Elise still working? Why are some of the Cabo 6 still working? Well, there has been no criminal charges filed against any of the Cabo 6 as it stands right now. All we know about is a warrant that has been submitted from the Mexican authorities, but that's really all that's going on. So let's talk about Elise's family. Now, I have already done 2 different videos on Elise. This is basically part 3 of Anita Hyatt. I will be attaching links to the other 2 videos I did. Pretty much covered a lot of details about Elise already. So this is going to be kind of just an expansion of what we've already talked about. If you're not into learning about the family, please do not come on this video giving me a little rude attitude about why are you talking about the family members? They have nothing to do with this. If you don't want to hear about the family, why are you on my page? Why are you watching my video? Go watch another video. There's thousands of videos on there. So if anybody is rude or disrespectful in my comments telling me why am I exploring the family members and all of that, I will be blocking each of you. You will not be getting a response. You will simply be blocked. So anybody else who's interested, we are going to dive in to figure out what is the background information regarding Elise. Now, I've already went over this bio 3 weeks ago. So this is just merely a review because, like I said, I've already covered a lot of this stuff. I'm going to talk about the parents today because I didn't really go into the parents today, and maybe a little bit more details about the siblings. So one of the things that we talked about before is that, number one, Anita Hyatt is from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Her parents are Arthur Hyatt, and her mother is Annette King, but her last name is now Battle. It's interesting. I don't know if she's been married multiple times because either this information's wrong here saying she was married to George E. Davis. Maybe she got married 3 different times, guys. Looks like Annette has been getting around, allegedly, Elise's mother, because she is now currently married to Alvin Battle, who she married October 2018. So George E. Davis, I don't know if that was a prior husband, but it makes sense because in 2014, September, Elise's stepbrother, Kevin LaShawn Davis, died at the age of 26. He died in a shooting. So that makes sense. So basically, based upon this information, guys, it appears as though Elise's mother has quite a track record of being married multiple times. She's been married to Andre Hyatt before, then she married George Davis, and now she's currently married to Alvin Battle, and she has been married to him since 2018. But there has been another loss in the family when she was married to Davis. September 23rd, 2014, her stepbrother Kevin LaShawn Davis died at age 26. Allegedly, he was possibly in a shooting. Alysse has three sisters: Andrea Lorraine King Hyatt, Anita, who we talked about before, she was unalived by her boyfriend, and Aaliyah Hyatt. And then she has two brothers, Andre Arthur Hyatt and Abram Hyatt. So she has a very big family, three sisters, two brothers. And we talked about this before. Again, this is not new, but I'm going to go into some details about them. So going to first the sisters page. This is Anita Hyatt. Anita Hyatt was unfortunately the older sister who was unalived in October, unfortunately, by her boyfriend. Here she is right here, Anita Hyatt. But here is a full picture of Elise here with her siblings. This is her younger sister, Aaliyah Hyatt. This is Elise's mother. These are the grandkids, nieces and nephews. These are the little grandkids. This is Elise's brother. This is Anita, rest her soul. She passed away. Her older brother, Andre Arthur Hyatt. And this is Aunt Andrea Hyatt. She actually just recently got married last year, November 7th, 2021. We'll look at some of those pictures because in those pictures we'll actually be able to see a video of Elise's father, her biological father. So I wanted to explore some of Anita Hyatt's photos first because Anita, who has passed away, rest her soul, she has some pictures of the family members and so forth. But this is the first picture I wanted to show you so you could see a full picture of Elise's family members. All of her siblings in this photo are depicted, her nieces and nephews. This is just a big full family photo that you have them all in one picture. And here you can see they said and then this is Annette Battle, who is Elise's mother, in the comments saying my beautiful children and grandchildren. So she's definitely identifying these all as her kids and her grandchildren. So let's go into Anita Hyatt's photos because Anita, she is the sister who was unalived by her boyfriend the day before or the day that Elise actually was flying out. I think either it was the day before or the day that Elise was flying out to Cabo. Her sister was unalived by her off again boyfriend who she was with, who they've been together for a while, for over a year. They even had kids together, which is very tragic. I'm not going to go into detail about that part of it because I've already delved deep into that on a prior video, and I will attach a link to that if you wish to hear more details about that part of it because we already talked about that. But one of the key things you need to understand is there's been two tragedies in this family as it relates to the children. Like I mentioned, in 2014, Elise's stepbrother was unalived, and now this year, the day she leaves to Cabo, her sister gets unalived. So pretty tragic family going on here. The sad part about this too is that Anita has children and she has little kids. So these little kids are going to have to be raised without their mother. So let's go into some of these pictures. I'm not going to really go into the ones with the kids, but I'm trying to look for he was only 31 too. This was the guy though that unalived her here, allegedly. This is the guy there. Sick man. Anyway, let's move on to some pictures of the family. So one thing I don't think people really are talking about is that Andrea, who is in law enforcement, she is the older sister. She just got married last year. So they were all at the wedding. This is a picture of Anita at the wedding, her sister's wedding. So that was how she looked at her sister's wedding. And this is Andrea here, who was getting married. This was her wedding picture here at her wedding ceremony or the reception here. So Andrea is the law officer. She is an officer. She is Elise's sister who has worked in law enforcement in Greensboro for about 10 years, and she was retired. She also was in the military. She has military background. We talked a lot about that in another video. But that was very pertinent information. But she actually recently got married last year. This is one of the photos of her ceremony. This was their reception after the wedding. This is a picture again of Andrea at her wedding, and this is Elise's mother. Elise's mother there in the photo. And again, another photo of Andrea. with her new husband from London. They just married last year. Seeing them at their reception. This is Elise's brother-in-law, and Anita, rest her soul, has passed away. And this wedding was, again, November 7th, 2021, when they had gotten married here. And this is her getting ready for her wedding. There is Annette Battle, who is Elise's mother. And again, Elise's older sister. There's Anita. Anita got to attend this wedding, bless her soul, but is no longer with us. And there is, again, Elise's mother. Here are some of the decorations at the wedding last year. So yes, so Elise's sister is a newlywed. She's only been married. This would be her first year of marriage. And here's a picture. First, you can see here of Annette, Elise's mother. Here is Anita Hyatt with her sister Anita. And they're all just at the wedding of their older sister here. And here is, again, Andrea. She is opening up gifts at her wedding ceremony. Here's some more just photos of the wedding ceremony. Here you will see that. Some more photos here you could see. And then here you could see Alysse. She was one of the bridesmaids for her sister. And here is kind of like the little board that people were signing at the reception for Elise's sister. So yes, and I tried to find Andrea, the older sister's Facebook. She has since taken down her Facebook ever since all this stuff has started happening. It was up for a while, and then I guess she started getting harassed. This is Anita with the man who allegedly unalived her here, unfortunately. So they had been together for a long time. This was back in 2021. So they at least been together for a year, if not longer. These Dusties out here, man. This is the man that allegedly unalived her. He couldn't accept no. And here is Elise here. A picture with Elise with her sister, who has now passed away, Anita. And here is Anita with Annette, Elise's mother here. And one thing that's interesting that you need to know about the family is that there's a lot of medical background in this family. So Annette, Elise's mother, is also in the medical field. She's also works as in the medical field, as well as Alysse. So it's interesting that there's this medical background, and this. I really wonder what, if anything, did Alysse do to try to help assist Shanquella when Shanquella had passed away? That is a big question that I have in mind when this tragedy occurred. So let's see if we can find some more pictures before we move on to the next sibling or the next family member. I was going to look at Annette. But here's some more pictures of the sister who had passed away. Rest her soul. Let's see if there's any more pictures to look at here. They also, last year, they had so this was, again, her sister had gotten married. Andrea, the one that is the officer, she got married just last year. So here was the sister's. And also one thing to tell you is that Anita, she had her own little business as well. So she was educated. She went to college, and she also made these little mugs for her business. She had like a little side business, and she would make these mugs here and put photos on there for people, and they could submit their orders to have mugs made. So these are some of the things that she would make for people. So and that's the same thing kind of with Annette too. Elise's mother also has like a little side business. Not only is she in the medical field, but she also sells jewelry. I think she sells Paparazzi jewelry on the side. So they kind of have their own little side thing going on here. But here is Andrea. Andrea is Elise's sister. This is at her bridal shower with Anita here last year before she got married. Here's another photo of her bridal shower here. They all kind of hung out. Interesting enough that Alysse was not invited, which is not interesting. But Anita was there with her sister Andrea, with the other bridesmaids. Another photo of the bridal shower. Aloha bride. So I think they might have went to Hawaii, maybe. I don't know. And then you can see Elise's mother here commenting, saying that she loved the pictures. Another photo of the bridal shower from last year, October 12, 2021. So amazing how a year can change a lot of things, right? Just last year, Elise's sister gets married, and her older sister is there, Anita, with, and I think Andrea's the older sister because Anita has referred to Andrea as her big sister. So I think she's older, the oldest one of the bunch. And here is another photo here of them at the bridal shower together, taking photos, getting ready for their wedding. And see, you can tell here, this is her name right here, Andrea. And she was the bride to be that day. Andrea. And yeah, as I mentioned before, Andrea, she has the law enforcement background. She is the one that I would think would have a significant impact on Elise, could give Elise any advisements. She's probably the one that's advising Elise to not say anything, to say, just lay low. And yes, Elise is still employed, but like I said, my opinion is that's because there's been no criminal charges filed against Elise. So her employer doesn't have any really legal grounds to just fire her, just because people are saying that she was at a location when someone passed away. So unless she's charged with a crime, I don't think her employer is just going to up and lay her off. You know what I mean? So let's see if there's any more pertinent photos here. Again, I'm not going to go into detail about the sister here because we already did a full 2-hour video before about this, and I will attach that if you want to watch that, about the details about the sister and how she had passed away. And I also have another live going over the bio in detail. What I thought was interesting too, let me see if I can go to the mother's page. The mother's page is quite interesting, guys, because the mother, she tried to change her name, y'all, online because, yeah, Miss Annette Battle here. She tried to change her profile online, y'all, because she's trying to go into hiding now. She changed her profile picture. She thinks she's slick, y'all, because everybody been bothering her. So she has been trying to change her profile ever since this thing has happened, because people have been starting to bother her. Unfortunately, y'all need to leave these people alone. I'm just saying. We're just more so learning about them and their background, because I think it's kind of interesting how these people say they represent God and they worship God and all this. However, what is quite interesting, I find, is that, I mean, especially with Annette, she lost a daughter too, and I would think she'd be more empathetic. But here you can see here, Anita has a business. She had a business, just kind of like her mom, following her mother's footsteps. Kind of, they have this multiple streams of income type background, that they like to, keep multiple streams of income. So now let's see if we can go to the mother now. I'm trying to see if I could find a link to the mom, or I might just have to just type it in here, y'all. Yeah, because she tried to change her name, y'all. She thought she was slick. Guys, she thought she was slick. So this is Elise's mother's page, allegedly. So she thought that she could change her name around and flip it around because people started bothering her. So she put her last name first. She thinks she's slick, y'all. She thinks she's slick. So this is Elise's mother. Elise's mother is very, very religious. She is very, very conservative. What I found was interesting is they had the funeral for Anita November 10th, several days after Alysse came back from the Cabo trip. So it makes me think that Alysse had to have known about her sister passing away, and kind of a disturbing question of why she would go to a trip, a Cabo trip. So here is the homegoing celebration of life information. Oops, sorry guys, I don't know how that just happened. I was just there. All right, guys, sorry, this is not really working out right now. Okay, anywho. So yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that her sister had this homegoing Thursday, November 10th, 2022. So several days after the trip to Cabo, after Shanquella had passed away. So it says, update for Anita Hyatt's celebration of life. We are grateful for everyone's continued prayers and support. This is a confusing, difficult time. Many have asked how you can contribute. While flower and arrangements are welcome, other contributions can be made through Cash App. We also ask for our respect and privacy and allow us time to properly deal with this tragedy. So here is the memorial for Anita, who had been unalived by her boyfriend. Here, I found it kind of interesting that she was still tagging Anita, even though Anita had passed away. So Friday, November 11th was the family visitation. Thursday, November 10th was the public viewing. So the funeral, was November 11th. Several days after Shanquella Robinson had passed away. And I'm thinking, two parents lost their daughters. And you would think that would give Anita some form of humanity and empathy to at least reach out to Shanquella's parents, who also lost her daughter to violence. And not only to violence, but at an incident where her own daughter, Elise, was there. But according to Shanquella's family, none of the parents have reached out to Shanquella's parents. None of them, not even Annette, who here is, I love the Lord. I would praise him, for he is worthy to be praised. This is Annette here. And she is very religious. She also plays the piano at her church that she attends, Shiloh church that she attends. It's called Shiloh Baptist Church that she attends, and she plays the piano there. Here is one of the photos of her playing the piano at her church. But I just found it quite interesting. And here's a photo where she has her and Anita. She said, thank you for your calls. Texas was November 1st. Your calls, text, message, visits, flowers, food, prayers, posts, as we are mourning the loss of my sweet, beautiful daughter, Anita. We're hoping to have a celebration of life information soon. Please keep us in your prayers daily. But, Annette was dealing with the loss of her older daughter. So this could explain why she possibly was immersed in that loss, that she really didn't think about the loss of another parent, maybe. I'm trying to put things into context here. But here's another post that she did October 30th, the day after Shanquella had passed away. And again, we don't even know if Annette knew about it, but it's sure been publicized now. I haven't heard anything about her reaching out to Shanquella's parents. She said, my traveling partner, we love exploring new places. We took all of the kids with Andrea to the new museum. We stayed for hours just enjoying each other, from the beaches, mountains, theme parks, family reunions, birthdays, parties, vendors, events, and so much more. Anita was the coordinator and game planner. She loved to laugh so much. My heart aches. So here is her just giving her condolences to her daughter here. So I would, I have an understanding for Annette that maybe Annette was so focused on the loss of her own child. That's pretty significant. And you having to plan a funeral and having to focus on that it makes sense that probably why she was not really paying attention to other things that were going on. But before we continue with Annette, because there's a lot to go into Annette, I wanted to go back to Anita's page really quick though, because I want to show you a video of Annette's dad, or Elise's dad also, because Annette has married a new husband, which is Alvin Battle, who is not Elise's dad. That is her stepdad. We'll look at his pictures very briefly, but I did want to show you at least one photo of Elise's real dad, allegedly. And again, this is all allegedly. But I need to go scroll down here, guys, to get to the video. And that's really all the photos I have of the dad. Just this one photo. Sorry, guys, and I'm jumping all over the place. But I did want to at least show you that background information. They seem like a very close-knit religious family, but the thing that I find is disturbing is you lose a daughter, Annette, you know how it feels to lose a daughter. And I would think that would give you more empathy to want to reach out to another fellow mother who lost a daughter at a trip that your daughter was a part of. You know, I just think that's kind of interesting. But again, everybody handles grief differently. So here, this was what I was telling you about again of Annette Andrea's wedding. And here's Anita here with her mother. We already looked at these, but in some of these photos, we will see one video of Andrea's father, who is also allegedly Elise's dad. So let's see if we can check. Hey! So this is a video of Andrea with Elise's dad, Andre. There. That's like the only picture I could really find of the dad, but it's a video of the dad. That is allegedly Elise's dad here. And he's dancing at Andrea's wedding. So that is allegedly Elise's biological dad. Allegedly. Okay, allegedly. So here they're saying, go Andre. And they said he's a mess. I think that's him too right there. I'm saving this one. He's a trip. So that is a picture of Andre's dad. Not the best picture of Elise's dad. Sorry. His name is Andre. And it appears as though Andrea was named after her dad, Andrea. So Andrea. And that is allegedly also Elise's dad also. So I thought, hey, let me show you guys this picture of her dad. Allegedly. Allegedly, like I said, because we don't really have a profile of him. So that was a good thing to just look at that. But anyways, going back to Annette, Elise's mother. Like I said, she has medical background, Elise's mother. Let's go over some pictures. She has recently married again, y'all. This woman has been married a lot. I'm just saying, allegedly. So she married Elise's dad, allegedly. Then they got divorced, allegedly. And then she married a man, Mr. Davis. And now she's married to Mr. Battle. And she married Mr. Battle October 2018. So she's been getting around, allegedly. So this is a picture of Elise's mother with her new husband. They've been married since 2018. Still kind of somewhat newlyweds. Here is Alvin Battle here saying red looks good on this. Here, that was her husband, her new husband. Here, just some more photos of Elise's mother. Very deeply religious family. They have deep-rooted ties in the religious background. She, like I said, she plays the piano. She has the medical background as well. I think that's where Elise gets her medical studies from, is from her mom, is that she kind of followed in her mother's path. You can see here, it says, I can't stay home. I'm a healthcare worker. So right here is where she is showing that she has that healthcare worker background. She said, I'm a home care. I have to go into the house, so wash hands. Please be safe. My prayers are with you and Alvin, God's protection. So yeah, very, very deeply religious, Southern kind of family. This was her 60th birthday picture. What? Oh my God, this thing is so sensitive, guys. It just, I don't know why it does that. Yeah, this was her 60th birthday here. To God be the glory, soaring into 60th. This was 2020. So she is now 62 years old now, because that was in 2020 was her 60th birthday. To God be the glory, she says, soaring into 60 with grace and favor, pressing toward the mark, sowing seeds every day, every way, daily serving. And there is Annette with Alvin. Is her new husband. Like I said, could be Elise's stepdad, yes, but I don't know if she claims him. That's why I said could be. I don't know what relationship, if anything, she has with Alvin. But since he is married to Elise's mother, you can call him, I guess, a stepdad or whatever, if she wants to claim him like that. Here's their little Christmas photos. Breathtaking moment for me. Grateful to stand in front of this historic site. No longer just a picture on my wall. This was 2019. So yes, the stepdad has some pretty deep ties too. It looks like he has some affiliations with individuals in politics or something like that based on his profile. We'll take a look at his profile. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So like I said, they're very deeply religious, y'all. Very deeply religious. But it's like all this religion and you guys are not exemplifying. I'm just saying. And I can give a little bit more empathy to Annette, because I'm thinking she lost her own daughter, and not only that, but she has experienced loss like this before of a stepson. So she could have been distracted. So this is October 13, 2018. This was her wedding photo when she married Alvin. So they are somewhat of a newly couple, only been married for a couple of years. This is 2018 North Carolina State Athletic Hall of Fame 2018 induction ceremony. So her husband has some athletic background. He was inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame in 2018 in North Carolina. So he does have some accolades of his own. This was their wedding picture. Thank you to all of our family and friends for our bubble send-off. We are grateful for all your love and support. Mr. and Mrs. and Annette, Alvin and Annette Battle, established 2018. So yep, they had just gotten married 2018. Here are some photos of the family. There's Anita there, and there's Andrea. There's Elise. There's the brothers. She has 2 boys, like I mentioned, and there's her new husband. But I'm just saying, Annette gets around like, girl, you've been married a little bit too much. You need to slow down, honey. Just saying. Anywho, this was December 4th. She said, I love the Lord. I will praise him, for he is worthy to be praised. Again, she plays the piano. And we already talked about this, and that was Anita's homegoing. That's why I feel like maybe she was just distracted, focused on her own loss with her own child. That's probably why she didn't reach out to Shinquella's family. I mean, that's a huge heartbreak to lose your daughter. So I think she probably was focused on that. But I was thinking, you lost a daughter. Wouldn't that make you even more empathetic to another parent who lost a daughter? And not to mention, your daughter was there when this woman lost her daughter. I don't know. Even after a month, I would think she still hasn't reached out or anything. So I find that quite interesting. And here's her at the piano. Like I said, she likes to play the piano. Here's with her husband. So we can go on and on about the pictures. This is her anniversary picture with Alvin. So yeah, I don't think I want to go all deep into this, y'all. Let's see if there's any more. But like I was saying, she also sells jewelry. Here, we can go back here and show you some of her jewelry. Before we get to that, though, here's a picture from October of Elise here with her brother. And I think this might be her niece, guys, but I don't know. This is all allegedly. There's Elise again with a picture in October. They were at a Carolina fair. This was Anita with a sibling here. And Annette. They all went on this family trip to the fair back in October before Anita had passed away. And so here's some of the jewelry I was telling you about. And Annette sells jewelry. So yeah, she not only works in the healthcare field, but she also sells jewelry. I think this is from Paparazzi, because the jewelry is only about like $5, and that's kind of about the price of a lot of the jewelry for Paparazzi. But I find it interesting, the medical background of the family, the multiple marriages of the mother, Annette, allegedly. I'm just saying allegedly. I don't know if she married these guys, but allegedly she was married to Davis. And then the prior husband was Andre, which was Elise's dad. But now she is now recently married to Alvin, who she's been married to for just a couple of years. So let's go to Alvin's page. Before we go to Alvin's page, but yeah, I think kind of already kind of looked at that. I don't want to go too in detail because we kind of already learned a lot about Alysse before, but I just wanted you to just have a brief background. So yeah, I can understand Annette. She's, lost her own daughter, so I could see her being focused on that. But still, I'm just like, your daughter, you're a woman of God. You talk a lot about God on your profile. Here's one of her paparazzis here that she does. Yep, see, I told you she does sell paparazzis.
And all the beautiful bling that I'm going to show you, necklaces, bracelets, rings, and everything is $5. It's fun. It's affordable. Come on into the show. I'm excited tonight because it has been just such a fantastic day.
So that's just her, y'all, selling her jewelry. Sorry about the sound. I didn't realize I didn't mute the sound, guys. Should have muted it. But that's her. She sells paparazzi on the side. I think that's where Anita gets her entrepreneur side to her as well. Anita was also went to college, has an educational background. So the kids seem to be very successful in their careers. Very deeply, I just find that interesting that all these families have all this deep religion, but then their behaviors don't reflect any God conscience. It's like, this young lady lost her life and your daughter was there, and you didn't even reach out to the parents. Like, that's just weird to me. But you guys be the judge. You let me know if you think that's weird or not. Here she posts October 22nd. Now available. Hubly actually let me take it out for a spin. Rides, DM if you're interested in this ride. So I guess they're selling it or whatever.
You like my new ride? Come on, get on.
So she is married. Like I said, she was recently married to Alvin, 2018. Let's take a look at him. Very conservative family, interesting family, I would say. Here, let's take a look at. This is Anita's husband, Alvin Battle. Yeah, like I said, they have recently been married, not married that long. Interesting here. I don't know if he was a coach, but I know he's really into athletics here. I believe he might be a coach or something at North State, guys. It looks like he could. Sharp dressed man, tell Annette I said, hey, sorry I was not there to support you. Miss hanging out with you. Talking hoops life. I hope to see you soon. So yeah, he looks like he's into sports. He might be a coach. Who is this? Something like that. And then let's see what he said. Didn't really hear much from. I thought Alvin was going to explain this all. Yeah, I don't know if that was when he was inducted into the Hall of Fame or not. I don't know, guys, but he's really into sport. Okay, look at North Carolina State celebrated the 40th anniversary of the 1983 championship team last night at Reynolds. Okay, so I guess they were celebrating their championship. It was like an anniversary championship. So the stepdad, or Alvin, is really into sports. You can see he also supporting his wife's grieving of the loss of Annette, his stepdaughter, I would say. Please add a candle for Anita. Here he posted that. So I guess they went to a birthday party. Him and Elise's mother here with Alvin. The family here experienced a lot of loss in their life, y'all. A lot of loss. So here, ready for racing. So they go out to a lot of racing stuff. So here, I don't know if he is a vet or something, prior vet or not. I'm trying to see what his career is all about. Here's just some more photos of him. Very deeply religious. That's a birthday photo. This is his daughter. Great to see you, big smile, personality. This is his daughter graduating. So it's a mixed family here. Look at, they're very much into sports. I have some pertinent photos that I wanted to show you guys here of Alvin Battle here. Let's see. So Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson, he knows him, meets Alvin Battle. So he knows some people in high places. Meet and greet Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson and Alvin Battle here taking a picture. And there is Elise. And here he went to Andrea's wedding here. So it seems like he is close with the family. So it doesn't seem like they have any strained ties or anything. North Carolina Hall of Fame. So yeah, he was welcome to the Hall of Fame. Thanks, y'all, for a nice time. Never forget Memorial Day. Looking great, Alvin. I think he could still a muscle shot. Let me see what else they have in here, guys. Sometimes the comments give us some more information. Black and white affair here they did in 2020. Just some more photos of them, very distinguished. And so this is the church that they go to, Shiloh Baptist Church. That's where she plays the piano, Elise's mother. Some more pictures of them. But yeah, he has a lot of influence. Sorry guys, I don't know what just happened here. I'll have to do that again, guys. Sorry about that. He does seem to have a lot of political influence. Let's see if we can find any more family members while we're looking here. But that is just the stepdad. I mean, he's not really much of any significance. He's just married to Elise's mother. But like I said, she's been married a lot. This girl, she needs to, well, it appears, I mean, I think this is her third marriage. She needs to, hopefully she stay married to this one. I'm just saying, in my opinion, she needs to slow down. So again, this is, like I said, she has a side business. This is her sons, her two boys, which is Elise's two brothers, with Annette there in the middle. I believe her two older brothers. Again, another photo of her two older brothers, I believe. My handsome sons here, she says. That's what I'm saying. They look different too, guys. The siblings look different. That's why I feel like some of the kids are from Hyatt, the Andre Hyatt, and then some of them are from the marriage to Davis, George Davis. And then I think these might be the sons that were from George Davis. They look different than Elise, I would say. So yeah, that was just some more pictures, but not really much to really get into. What I really wanted to get into is just to emphasize that the religious ties in the family. I find that very interesting that they have all this religious ties, and you would think they would have that God conscious to want to, at least show empathy, show remorse to the family of Shanquella. But apparently, according to Salamandra, none of the other families have reached out. But I do have a little bit more empathy for Annette. Like I said, probably why she didn't reach out is because she's also mourning the loss of her own daughter as well. So yeah, just some interesting things that we learned about them is that Annette is in the medical field, just like Alysse. She's been married at least 3 times, allegedly. Lady gets around. She has a very big family. Her side business, not only does she work in the medical field, but she also sells paparazzi. And Anita kind of had her own little business going on too. The husband, Alvin, has some political ties, I believe, and he's also into sports. So there are some interesting ties associated with the Elise family, Alysse Hyatt's family. And they experienced a lot of loss in their family, from losing a stepson to losing her own daughter just back in October. So to domestic violence. So, I mean, it's pretty sad. And the thing is, we don't really know what if anything of Elise's part in the whole tragedy with Shanquella. We don't know the full details. So we just have to wait and see what the authorities do and what they determine. But yeah, Miss Annette over here hiding, y'all. She tried to change her name around. Flipping it around is not going. And she put this picture up just recently, just 4 a.m. This is saying my deepest sympathy for your loss, many prayers. So I don't know if that still relates to Anita. Maybe. But you could just see a lot of death surrounding these families. For example, this family, they lost 2 kids. One's a stepkid. Then Nazir's family, they lost multiple people around the time that Shanquella died. It's just like, it seems like there's a spirit of death surrounding this whole story. It's really tragic. But you guys let me know what you guys think about this. So just very interesting of the religious connections in these families, and just find it very interesting how none of the parents have reached out. Another thing is, yes, Elise is still working her job, but she has not been charged with a crime, guys. That's why her employer has not taken any actions to lay her off in any way because of that particular reason. But let me know what you guys think. And for those people who have issues with us looking at the family and their background, yeah, I just gonna have to go do something else. Okay. Actually, guys, let's go take a look at some of the other family members involved. So I was going to end it here, but I was like, you know what? There's more family members. There's Aaliyah. Let's see if we can find more pictures of Aaliyah. I tried to find Andrea's page, like I said. So here are some more pictures of the bridesmaid here at her bridal shower last year. I tried to find Andrea's profile, but she deleted it. Yep, she on the run, y'all. No, she not on the run. She just don't want people bothering her. Let's see, what else can we find? This was just the older sister, Anita, who passed away. Here it is. So, all the siblings here. Anita Hyatt is Elise's sister also. One of Elise's sisters. But again, they look different. That's what I was saying. They must have different dads. She might be her dad might be George Davis, but she has Hyatt as her last name. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to figure out because they look different. She looks different than Elise, doesn't she, guys? And I wondered if she's a younger sister. I find that interesting, guys, that she has. She looks completely different than Elise, but she's Elise's sister. I don't know, guys. That's so weird. You can see like the siblings. Some of them are darker complexion, and then some of them are on the lighter complexion. Maybe because these ones favor the dad more, maybe. No, but we already saw the dad, and he's lighter. Andre's lighter. Yeah, I don't know. Y'all could tell me what y'all think. Okay. Andre Hyatt, let's take a look at his page. This is Elise's brother. He's very into these games or whatever. So it says lives in High Point, North Carolina. That is where Elise is really located, in High Point. This is her brother here. And y'all, it's crazy. People are harassing the siblings, y'all. Look at this. Look at this. He posted this December 16th, did he? Or something like that. And somebody puts justice for Shanquella Robinson. Elise is this. Somebody put that in there. Justice for Shanquella Robinson. Justice. Look, y'all. People out here acting a fool in these family members' stuff, y'all. Just crazy. That's why they made it private, because people keep messing with these people. Y'all need to stop. Don't go and mess with them so that we can still, research. Because if you guys keep messing with them, they're just going to close their profiles down. But he didn't really put much pictures of him. And he made his profile private because people kept bothering him. He's very much into these games and stuff like that. But this is one of her brothers. So yeah, just wanted to show you guys that. There's not really much on those profiles, unfortunately, because he made it private. But yeah, this is Elise's family. Very deeply religious ties. The medical background is significant. The mother, she is a pianist, has her own little small businesses on the side. Her paparazzi business. Anita seemed to have followed her mother's path. She was in school as well, or she graduated from college. Anita did. She graduated from. Let's see if it shows here where she graduated. She went to North Carolina A&T State University. So she had a college degree, and they're all in High Point, North Carolina. So that's where they are. But just interesting family that faced, a lot of loss and tragedy. That's why I would think they would be more empathetic, but it's just kind of weird and disturbing, guys, that Elise goes on this trip after her sister is allegedly unalived by her boyfriend. And we don't even heard anything about her parents reaching out to show condolences to Salamandra or the Robinsons. And I would think they would be more empathetic considering they too lost a daughter. So I think that would lend them more of a sense of empathy. I just find it kind of weird. Their behavior to me is behaving like someone who has something to hide. And it's like, or consciousness of guilt, but who knows? Just a disclaimer, nobody has been charged with any crimes. Elise has not been charged with any crimes. These are just, this is just a video going over her background, looking at some of her family members, learning more about these individuals who may have been involved in the tragedy. Again, but we don't know what, if any, part that Elise played in this tragedy. We are just looking at her family background. Please be polite in the comments. If you cannot be polite in the comments, you will be blocked. That's all I'm saying. Kindness only, y'all. All right, let me know what you guys think. Take care. Good night.